Hello everyone, welcome to the 5-Minute Discovery Channel. Welcome to the story of the youngest country in Southeast Asia. This country is not only notable for its young age but also for its modest area and population. That is East Timor, a country that has just turned 2 decades old. Let's explore with me the colorful stories and wonders of East Timor, a rare, new and potential gem in the diverse picture of Southeast Asia. Before going into the content, please remember to like and subscribe to support the channel. East Timor, also known as Timor-Leste, is the youngest country in the region and one of the newest in the world. East Timor occupies the northeastern and western part of the island of Timor, along with surrounding islands. The eastern and northern parts of East Timor are connected to the Indonesian islands, while the southern part is separated by the Timor Sea, close to Australia. East Timor shares a border with only one country, Indonesia, of which it was formerly a part. With an area of approximately 15,410 square kilometers, East Timor is a small country, which makes it all the more unique. The climate is divided into distinct wet and dry seasons, with an average temperature of around 30 degrees Celsius year-round, although higher elevations are generally cooler. Although East Timor is newly established and tourism is still underdeveloped, it still retains the pristine beauty and serenity of a forgotten paradise. Therefore, East Timor is considered a precious gem in the heart of Southeast Asia. With a lifespan of only 20 years, East Timor is the youngest country in Southeast Asia and even among the youngest countries in the world. But what led to the late formation of this country? Join me in exploring the history of East Timor to discover interesting and emotional stories about their journey to becoming an independent nation. East Timor, or Timor-Leste, has a turbulent and emotional history. In the 16th century, when the Portuguese colonial powers occupied it, East Timor was known as a Portuguese colony. Centuries later, in 1975, East Timor declared independence from Portugal, but the fate of the country fell to Indonesian forces after just 9 days. East Timor became Indonesia's 27th province, and during this time the country experienced brutal civil wars that resulted in the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people and the destruction of thousands of villages. 1999 marked a turning point when the United Nations held a referendum to decide the fate of East Timor. Despite facing violence and destruction from opposition forces, the people of East Timor stood tall and voted in the scorching heat. They walked many kilometers to the nearest polling station, demonstrating their strong fighting spirit and desire for independence. The referendum was not easy and peaceful, with thousands of lives lost and 70% of the infrastructure destroyed. But despite all this, on the 20th of May 2002, East Timor finally officially regained its independence. The name East Timor comes from the Portuguese word Timo, meaning east, and is known to the United Nations as Timor-Leste. Although it has only about 1.3 million people, East Timor has a vibrant political scene with 31 active political parties contesting each parliamentary election. Notably, more than 90% of East Timor's population is Roman Catholic, which makes it distinctly different from neighboring Indonesia, where Islam is the majority religion. East Timor, with a young population and families typically having 10 to 12 children, is a country that is not only young in age but also rich in culture and tradition. The capital of East Timor is Dili, a beautiful port city located on the northern coast of the island of Timor. Dili is not only the largest city but also an important administrative and cultural center of the country. With an area of approximately 59.9 square kilometers and a population of only about 250,000 people, Dili has a unique blend of vibrant life and the tranquility of a coastal city. Dili is also the only place in East Timor with an international airport, although this airport has limited capacity to accommodate large cargo planes. However, this is an important gateway connecting East Timor to the outside world. One of the destinations not to be missed when coming to Dili is the statue of Christ the Redeemer, one of the tallest statues of Jesus in the world at 27 meters high. This statue, gifted to the people of East Timor by the Indonesian government in 1996, is not only a religious symbol but also a source of national pride. To reach the base of the statue, you will have to climb over 500 steps and pass by bronze carvings depicting the Stations of the Cross. However, the reward for this effort is a wonderful view from the top of the statue, where you can see the whole city of Dili and the surrounding coastline. Dili, with its blend of history, culture and stunning nature, is sure to leave a deep impression on every visitor. Come and discover the beauty hidden in every corner of this city, where every step tells an interesting story about East Timor. Once part of Indonesia, East Timor has retained its culinary diversity, blending the best of both cultures. In particular, East Timorese cuisine is notable for its delicious fish and curry dishes, along with influences from Chinese and Japanese cuisine. Another distinctive feature is the presence of Portuguese dishes, a reminder of the country's colonial history. As an island nation with a long coastline, seafood plays an important role in the daily diet of the people of East Timor. One of the culinary prides of the country is East Timorese coffee. Not only is the coffee here known for its excellent quality, but it is also very affordable, less than $1 for a cup, which is quite reasonable by international standards. Have you ever wondered what the culture of a country that was once colonized by Portugal and later annexed by Indonesia would be like? East Timor is a clear example of a unique cultural exchange. The culture here is not only influenced by Portugal and Indonesia but also possesses a rich cultural heritage with poetic traditions and historical architectural works. The East Timorese Cultural and Food Festival, held every March, is one of the most prominent and largest events in the Southeast Asian region. Although the country is small and has a small population, this cultural festival demonstrates the diversity and richness of East Timorese culture through entertainment activities, traditional dances, music and cuisine. May 20th is a special day in the history of East Timor, National Day. This is an occasion for the whole country to celebrate the important event, marking the birth of a new nation. In the atmosphere of the holiday, the people of East Timor not only remember the past but also look forward to the future with pride and hope. With its unique culture and impressive festivals, East Timor is gradually asserting its position on the world's cultural and culinary map. As we know, ASEAN is an important association of Southeast Asian countries, established in 1967. Over time, the goals and activities of its members have changed a lot. East Timor, the youngest country in the region, applied to join ASEAN in 2011. Although it has not officially become a member, East Timor has been accepted by ASEAN as an observer, opening up opportunities to promote the accession process in the future. Although East Timor is a country with rich natural resources and a long coastline, it is still among the poorest countries in the world. East Timor's total GDP is only about $1.2 billion United States dollars per year, equivalent to a GDP per capita of only 1,000 United States dollars. Notably, about 60% of the country's GDP comes from the oil and gas industry, making East Timor one of the most oil-dependent countries in the world. However, dependence on oil does not equate to wealth. East Timor still faces many economic challenges. In particular, although East Timor is a poor country, the cost of living here is quite expensive. For example, hotel prices in East Timor can be 3 times higher than in Hanoi or Jakarta. The official currency of East Timor is the US dollar, but the local currency also comes in small denominations equivalent to US cents and is only used within the country. The East Timorese government has made significant efforts to improve the lives of its people. Primary education and health care are provided free of charge, and those over 60 receive a monthly allowance of $60 and the unemployed receive a monthly allowance of $90 United States dollars. The government also places a special emphasis on education, requiring students to complete secondary school to be fluent in 4 languages: the local language, Portuguese, English and Indonesian. This not only helps the young generation integrate quickly with the world but also creates favorable conditions for tourism development. With its constant efforts and unique characteristics, East Timor is gradually asserting itself on the world map. This country is not only an untapped gem but also a symbol of maturity and development in a challenging world. Despite its 2-decade existence, East Timor still faces many challenges in its development, partly due to the laid-back lifestyle of its people. Imagine sitting at a beachside restaurant, looking out at the vast blue sea. You can see dozens of fishing boats, just a short distance out to sea to cast their nets and catch fish. It's a simple life. Just a few hours at sea each day is enough to feed the family or sell to cover daily expenses. When the tide goes out, the beach is filled with a variety of seafood such as clams, sea snails, and sea cucumbers. For the people of East Timor, picking up these fresh seafood is an indispensable part of daily life. But here's an interesting fact that may surprise many people. East Timor has one of the most powerful passports in Southeast Asia. The East Timorese passport is so powerful that it can take its citizens to most Schengen countries without a visa. This is a significant advantage, especially when compared to the passports of many other countries, including Vietnam. The historical connection with Portugal has helped East Timor maintain close ties with Portuguese-speaking countries in Europe, giving the country a valuable passport. While East Timor still faces many economic and development challenges, these advantages show that this small country still has significant strengths. The story of East Timor is an emotional journey of a young country, still trying to make its way in a challenging world. From the abundance of seafood to the valuable diplomatic privileges, East Timor is not only an interesting place but also a symbol of maturity and development. Thank you for following this story. If you find it interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell and share the video to discover more new things from around the world with us. Hello and see you in the next stories.